Say, does Menards think of like, do they have any plans of expanding? Because I'm in the West Coast.
Yeah, we haven't been able to be.
We can't get these deals.
Yeah. We are in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, North Dakota, South Dakota.
Oh, so no.
Okay. You ready to start?
Yeah, I just started.
Okay.
Crack that do, baby.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm drinking the cheap stuff today.
Oh, Pepsi Zero Sugar, wild cherry, and cream.
Yeah.
That's too many modifiers.
Yeah, how much? It's not even Pepsi anymore. That's too different.
Yeah.
But I look for... So I buy pop at Walmart because that's like, they have the best selection and it's the cheapest. And it's got to be, I'm looking for 4 cents per ounce. That's what I'm looking for. And sometimes my drinks of choice are not the cheapest ones available. So I have to branch out and try new stuff. And this is not particularly good, but it's all right.
Yeah, I stick to the classics. That being Diet Pepsi, which is the best diet cola.
That is a take that people
other than maybe Coke Zero. Coke Zero is really good.
Yeah,
but yeah, we don't have to get into it.
We
got important stuff to talk about.
Episode 242. It is March 29th as we speak right now. And Evan, did you see what David Axelrod just said?
I am generally aware of anything that David Axelrod says, as one of his biggest fans.
I'm following closely.
Oh yeah, I need to know what the guy who made Obama. I need to know what he thinks about 2026 politics.
Well, yeah, he's important and influential and relevant. He said, well, I think this is what he said, because some of this is in brackets, so I don't have the actual quote, but I have a quote that was sent to me in an email from a campaign. Iowa is also the state that's been hardest hit by Trump's tariffs and economic policies, and that's put the state in play. You've got a strong candidate for governor there, and this part's in brackets, in Rob Sand. If I were to bet, I'd take the points and bet on him. This was sent to me by the Rob Sand campaign the other day on the 26th. Just a picture of David Axelrod with that quote. The words Iowa is and in Rob Sand are in the little brackets, meaning he didn't actually say that, but
use his name.
So I'm wondering what the actual quote was. I couldn't find it. I don't know where he said this. They didn't attribute this to any particular media appearance or whatever. So it's unverifiable. But according to the Rob Sand campaign, David Axelrod says he is a strong candidate. Does that fill you with any sort of, inspiration?
No. I'm not really David Axelrod's biggest fan, but I did see recently that he was pushing the, Democrats shouldn't say abolish ICE stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, and also, he's pretty tight with Rahm Emanuel.
Okay. He's that kind of guy. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a real Chicago guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Chicago Democrats, some of the best.
Mm-hmm. Also, you shouldn't be promoting gambling. Rob Sand's campaign promoting gambling via David Axelrod. That's messed up.
That is interesting. Yeah, you should refrain from that, especially with the proliferation of unregulated gambling all over this country. That's ruining lives. I think we need bets off. We need to be pushing the bets off hotline.
Yeah. But I mean, if you want to go on Polymarket or Kalshi or whatever the fuck those things are and bet all of your life savings on Rob Sand to win the governor of Iowa, then, we can't stop you. It's just you shouldn't be promoting it.
Yeah, the campaign itself probably shouldn't be promoting it, I'd say. I have a segment. This is our opening segment for today's episode. It's called Important Rob Sand Updates. So that was important update number 1 was from David Axelrod. The second update is something that just happened to come across my Facebook feed from The Hunting News. This is a page I've never seen before this. They list their website as killshotcoffeeco.com. The Hunting News. It has 259,000 followers, so this is a big audience. The Hunting News on Facebook. And Steven Ziegler wrote this, I guess. He owns DeLong Lures. I don't know if he runs the hunting news or what, but he says here, a gubernatorial candidate out of Iowa shot a 209-inch buck. And whether people like it or not, that kind of thing matters when hunters are deciding who actually speaks their language. I guess their language is like death and destruction.
What does that mean?
Rob Sand, a Democrat running for governor, got national attention for the buck and for showing up in hunting spaces where a lot of candidates only pretend to care when election season rolls around. Most hunters probably don't line up with his party, and I get that. But if politicians support hunting, they're going to get votes from hunters.
Wow. Hunters are easily plied, apparently.
Single-issue voters, I guess. And if Republicans won't come through for us on the things that matter, they shouldn't be shocked when hunters start backing candidates from somewhere else who will. As far as this page goes, okay, so I think he does run the hunting news, Steven Ziegler. As far as this page goes, I cover both sides, and if something is good for hunting, I'm going to talk about it. We need pressure on both parties because too often both sides ignore hunters until they need us.
They need us to shoot something.
When a bear is running at them and they need us. And if hunters actually stick together on the issues that matter, we can force them to listen. So,
what are the issues that matter to hunters? Is it just like, open season year round?
Yeah. yeah, that's right. I saw this post and I was like, I have to talk about this because this is sort of bewildering. I feel like most people who hunt probably are not thinking like this. Like, we're a voting bloc. Me and my fellow hunters around the country, we talk about the issues that matter to us and we decide together which candidates we're going to vote for. I mean, most of them, no, it's just going to be straight ticket Republican. They're not going to think about it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't think that Rob Sand having some taxidermy in his auditor's office is really going to pull that many people.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I would like to think that hunters are open up public lands. We need more parks and, places where we can hunt. But reading the comments, I don't think that's really what they care about.
There's a lot of Second Amendment comments here.
Yeah, which are different things, according to multiple people on here. Second Amendment has nothing to do with hunting. So, because I guess, I don't know. Bow hunting and pew-pews and or Second Amendment are two very different things. So they're kind of hating on him because he's a bow hunter. Does that even apply? The Second Amendment, does that even apply to bow and arrows?
That's a good question. I mean,
I don't think it does.
It's the right to bear arms, and I guess a bow is an arm. But yeah, nobody really ever talks about that. Are crossbows protected by the Second Amendment?
I thought there had to be gunpowder involved.
Yeah,
I could be mistaken.
Yeah, I don't know all of the court cases that have shaped our interpretation of the Second Amendment, but I think we talk a lot about guns, not a lot about bows. So it really does seem like Rob is just sort of sidestepping that issue by using a bow. That's why he does it. He doesn't want to be nailed down on his Second Amendment position.
Yeah. People are also pointing out that he shot the buck in Des Moines city limits. And also
Urban
apparently
hunter.
He has a bison in his office that was apparently fenced, which means I guess that it was he went on a hunting expedition with a fenced in, bunch of bison or whatever. Mm-hmm. Kind of cheapens it, I guess.
To
a real hunter. To a real hunter.
Yeah, a real one. You find one of those free bison that are more. They've lived a full life, and you get the sick pleasure of cutting that life short.
All those bison we see running around Iowa still.
Yeah, right. Yeah, is it I feel like you shouldn't kill you probably shouldn't kill a bison at all. Come on, leave them alone. They're nice, big, glorious creatures. But a free one, I feel like that's just cruel and environmentally destructive. We gotta try to let them repopulate and take over. They should take over the whole prairie again.
After listening to him on the Meat Eater podcast, I would vote for him.
God. The Meat Eater podcast. I don't want to, but I should probably find that. See how stupid that is. Okay, well, another Rob. Unless you have another comment to read.
No, I was just going to say, they said that the story about the 209-inch buck is actually really good and interesting. So,
okay, well,
maybe you do need to do your research on the Meat Eater podcast.
Yeah. Another Rob Sand update. This is the last one. This was another email he sent with something from a Politico article. I'm super Republican, but you got my vote. The Democratic deer hunter setting his sights on flipping Iowa. Yeah, this is obviously fucking candy to him. Somebody saying, I'm a Nazi and I'm going to vote for you. I'm as far right as they come and I'm voting for Rob Sand.
Yeah, I'm an uber Republican.
These are the kinds of things he loves to hear. I voted for Hitler and I'm going to vote for you. Like, there's nothing that brings him more satisfaction than hearing that, like, the most bigoted, wealthy, capitalist, basically somebody who wants to throw more people in prison and death penalty for everyone, somebody like that, voting for me? Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Not because they changed their mind, but because, Rob Sand represents the same things that they believe in.
Yeah, I love that he put that front and center in one of his campaign emails this week. Oh, super Republicans voting for Rob Sand. That makes me so happy to support him. So happy that he has the nomination. Officially, according to him. He officially has the Democratic nomination.
That bothered me. That's technically incorrect, man.
All right, let's move on to something a little more relevant, I guess. This coming Tuesday, March 31st, is Trans Day of Visibility, which I'm sure some people have mixed feelings about because if you're visible, then you are a visible target. So maybe visibility shouldn't always be the goal, but here on this podcast, we love trans people. We are excited to be friends with and work with and just know trans people. So we're celebrating them this week, and so did the Coralville City Council the other day. They had a meeting on Tuesday. I live in Coralville, so I pay close attention to Coralville politics, and I'm just going to let our mayor, Lori Goodrich, speak for a minute. This is the Trans Day of Visibility proclamation in the city of Coralville, Iowa.
I will now proclaim Transgender Day of Visibility. Whereas transgender people are valued members of our community whose creativity, compassion, intelligence, and hard work strengthen and enrich the social and civil fabric of our city. And whereas Rachel Crandall Crocker, a licensed psychotherapist and 2009 founder of International Transgender Day of Visibility, to raise awareness for the incredible burden of discrimination and community faces in our setting imaginable, be it in the workplace.
I'm going to pause there for a second. What was that? What did she say there?
Not really. I'm not doing a great job.
Follow that part.
Schools or society, there is harassment and inequality. And whereas the need to bring a day of visibility for the transgender community is indicative of the oppression they face in many sectors of life. And whereas on Transgender Day of Visibility on March 31st, annually we recognize and revere their contributions to their families, neighborhoods, and society. We value their successes and relentless resilience in standing tall and strong. Now, therefore, I, Lori Goodrich, Mayor of the City of Coralville, Iowa, do hereby proclaim March 31st, 2026 to be Transgender Day of Visibility in Coralville, call upon all to join in lifting the lives and voices of transgender people throughout our city, and for us all to work together, eliminating discrimination and injustice. Signed this 24th day of March, 2026, Lori Goodrich, Mayor.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure that was all on the record there, that whole proclamation. The city of Coralville, the mayor of Coralville, we want to eliminate all discrimination against trans people. Evan, did you what's your impression having watched and listened to that recording?
I think she should have rehearsed the speech a little bit. Maybe, it didn't really seem like it came from the heart. It was a fine statement, but
yeah, right. This job is primarily reading things aloud. It seems like that's a big
true.
part of being the mayor of like a relatively small town. Is you're kind of just going to read stuff off of a paper into a microphone. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. You should maybe rehearse a little bit when a lot of people are going to be attending the meeting. I guess I'll give a little backstory here. I don't have notes in front of me, so I may not recall all the details, but we actually have a trans person on city council now who has been on this show. I interviewed them a few months ago when they were campaigning. Katie Freeman is a non-binary person who is on the city council and requested directly of the mayor that a proclamation like this be made, and the mayor agreed, but then at some point changed her mind and said that she wasn't going to do a Trans Day of Visibility proclamation. And I think sort of the rationale was that because the state government has been so focused on, pushing back against any progress when it comes to civil rights for trans people and widespread acceptance of trans people in society, because the state has been targeting them, we should just stay quiet about this. We don't want to draw further ire from the state government, which is cowardly. I get what else can you say about it? It's cowardly. I think you're thinking about this. You're doing the opposite of what you should do, which is fight back harder.
Yeah.
Right?
The great civil rights tradition of just, giving in when there's any heat whatsoever.
Right. You don't want to draw further attention to yourself. So just stay quiet. Once that the word kind of spread that she had reneged. How are you supposed to say that? I've mostly just read that word, but she had reversed course, decided not to do a proclamation. The word spread. A lot of people sent emails in, and then she changed her mind back from all the public pressure. So basically, the worst of all worlds is, just do it. It's like, this is not. It has some meaning, but it's not that meaningful. It's just a proclamation, it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
It's a statement of values to some extent, but it's not a policy exactly, So yeah, piss everyone off and then do it anyway. I mean, you look somewhat bigoted, and then you also look like a chump. You can be pressured. So there's blood in the water now. It's just a mess. This is the wrong way to handle it from beginning to end. So yeah, a lot of people attended. A lot of people knew this backstory, knew that she had to be pressured into changing her mind back. So she was sort of making this proclamation under duress. And also the Johnson County Trans Advisory Committee had reached out to her, asking to see the proclamation. Our friend Tara, of course, was involved here, and seems like the mayor maybe doesn't like our friend Tara. And the TAC requested a couple of edits, and the mayor never replied to that request. So it was all messy, and this led to this is the real fun of the whole thing is Noah Peterson, a free speech champion.
Undefeated free speech champion.
That's right. Successful in federal court against the city of Newton. He came out of retirement to do a public comment at this meeting, and I really want to play that clip here.
Yeah, I'm just here to register my profound disappointment in you, Mayor Goodrich, that my dear friend had to fight so freaking hard.
She didn't. Go ahead. They didn't have to.
So that's a misgender right there. That's one knock against you, Mayor. Noah accidentally switched his mic off here, so there's you can't hear him super well.
Yeah. But he does look very, consternated.
If I
Can't even get their damn gender.
Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah. I think that speaks for itself, doesn't it?
I apologize.
Yeah. I think you should do more than that.
I wrote a transgender proclamation that was uplifting to the community. I tried very hard to please everyone. I cannot please everyone. I wrote a transgender proclamation. I just want you all to know that. I did not fight that. I am...
She legally can engage.
It was not my time to speak, and I apologize for that also, but I just can't sit here and listen to this. I'm sorry.
I can't just sit here and listen to this. What is it about Noah that just drives mayors crazy? This is very out of the ordinary for a city council meeting. Typically, members of the public have an opportunity to speak, and the council, the officials are not really supposed to respond in real time. It's sort of like this is time to hear from people, but we're not going to have a debate or a back and forth here. This is very much breaking the norm.
Yeah. Interrupting someone's comments to misgender another person.
Really stepping in it. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. You're welcome to speak.
Just turn the mic back on, please.
The mic got turned off, I think.
Thank you.
I see. Yeah. Oops. Like I said, it's been a while. You did the proclamation after you had to be fought to do that, tooth and nail. Just these people, as the previous speaker said, acts of genocide happening right now, and you had to fight to get just a proclamation. Come on.
Such a good way to end that comment. Just come on.
Come on, man.
I forgot I had this clip as well. It's really brief.
Open meeting laws did not allow the council to engage in discussion or debate at this time, but we do appreciate hearing your thoughts and.
So that's how she starts all of the public comment periods. Is open meeting laws don't allow us to respond to the things you're saying, and then of course Noah, something about him, just they can't handle it, and they break all their own rules. I can't just sit here and listen to this. Well, pretty much everyone in the room was there for that reason, so they knew the whole backstory, so they knew that he was telling the truth. They did have to fight about it. I guess this is a lesson what not to do as the mayor of a relatively small town.
Yeah. We need to bring Noah to different cities across the country.
Speaking tour. So last week we interviewed India May, which kind of meant we didn't have time to go off on our own little topics and do our typical bullshit session. I collected a bunch of articles about recent endorsements, which is not really that. We don't really need to spend much time on it, other than a few weeks ago, I just want to talk about this for a second. Elizabeth Warren, senator from Massachusetts, endorsed Zach Walz in the Democratic primary for Senate here, U.S. Senate, which is, a remarkable endorsement. He worked for her campaign in some capacity in the 2020 primaries, so I assume this is just returning the favor. I don't know how much impact it'll have, other than, Zach Walz is from Johnson County, which is the only county in the United States that Elizabeth Warren won in the 2020 primaries. The entire
I forgot
thing.
about that. That's awesome. I love that. I love that fact.
I live in the only place where Elizabeth Warren is popular enough to win a competitive election. And what makes this even more exciting is that this was the same day that she endorsed Graham Plattner in the primary for Senate in Maine. Maybe not everybody has been following the whole story with this Graham Plattner guy, but he's the one who had a Nazi tattoo.
Yeah. Worked for Blackwater. Does espouse, progressive values, unlike Elizabeth Warren has described himself as a socialist at one point. I don't know. I think it's funny that people are surprised about it, considering that, she wasn't going to endorse Janet Mills or Susan Collins, right? And I feel like Elizabeth Warren and Graham Plattner are basically the same politician. Graham Plattner had a Nazi tattoo. Elizabeth Warren was a Republican until 1996. One of those things might be a little bit worse. But, if you think that people can change your mind, about politics, I'm not going to go there. But, if you think that people can change their minds about politics, then, Elizabeth Warren is kind of, Graham Plattner's following in her footsteps.
People are going to love to hear this. I'm glad that I don't live in Maine to have to be in the middle of this all the time. Because just insanity inducing, all of the stuff that keeps coming out about this guy, Graham Plattner. A lot of people think he's going to be the next Fetterman, I suppose. I don't know. I think that he is campaigning, I think, more explicitly on socialist ideas than Fetterman ever did. And but also has a real track record of pretty awful stuff, gleefully participating in the invasion of Iraq. That's not good.
Weird Reddit posts about women. I haven't been following that too much, but it's glad I don't have to vote in that primary.
I think that guy sucks. And good luck, Maine. I don't know, everywhere kind of sucks. Who are we to speak? We got Rob Sand running for governor. It's not much better. It's worse in many ways, but I've never seen any of Rob Sand's tattoos.
That'd be funny if he had a secret tattoo. Casey's logo.
The old one. He's got the old Casey's with the yellow. If he revealed that, I would feel some.
We would give him some positive coverage.
Yeah, for sure. The whole Graham Plattner thing, when it was started, the tattoo thing started coming out a few months ago. I was thinking we have the right to see every politician nude, right? They shouldn't be able to hold secrets like that from us. If you have a tattoo on your butt cheek, well, it's we have to see it. We have to know what you have tattooed on your body.
Mm-hmm.
So every person running for office, sorry, you have to show us your butt cheeks. You think we're going to take your word for it?
You sure about that?
It's transparency. We gotta know who we're voting for. Okay, it's even worse, guys, to talk about now. The Republican primary for governor here in Iowa. We had some drama in the past couple of weeks. So let's see, who do we got? We got Randy Feenstra, who's the perceived frontrunner, though no Republicans seem to actually like him. He just has the infrastructure and the institutional support, so it's just assumed that he's in the lead. Then you got Andrew Steen. For some reason, it's Andrew, right?
No, Adam.
What's his fucking name? Adam. It's because of Eddie Andrews. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Adam Steen, who hates Satanists and is I forget what his job even was. Some bureaucratic, administrative role with the state.
I think it was Adam Department of Human Services or something, which is frightening.
He's sort of leading the pack of wolves who are not Feenstra. It seems like he's, if they don't nominate Feenstra, Steen is leading the pack of the other guys. Then we got Zach Lawn, the guy who went on Tucker Carlson and who stole a coke wife. And then you got Brad Sherman, who seems to be the same as Adam Steen. Basically, they seem like they're the same guy, kind of, but Brad Sherman's a little bit older.
Yeah, Adam Steen was Department of Administrative Services, But I also forget which one of these guys or all of them are pastors. I'm pretty sure all of them are
Sherman is for sure.
basically aspiring to be pastors, if not actually pastors.
Yeah. Zach Lawn has sort of it's not quite youth pastor energy because there's not enough. He's too like muted.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough juice.
Yeah. Adam Steen is like a scary preacher. And yeah, Sherman like literally is one, but I don't know much about his church, which I should because it's like local to me. His church is like here. And then you got Eddie Andrews, who is a state rep, a sitting state rep. And based on what happened in the last couple of weeks, seems like he's probably at the bottom of that race. And I'm sure it's not a coincidence that the black guy is failing to gin up a lot of support among the Republicans of Iowa.
Yeah.
I'm sure that plays a factor, right?
Yeah. It'd be silly to say otherwise, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me read a little bit from the Des Moines Register. Of course, the link is not working today, so let me just copy that over here. Des Moines Register, once they like got into the USA Today ecosystem, like all the link redirects like fuck up my browser.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's one of the worst sites to use.
So the deadline happened recently for candidates to get on the primary ballots, right? They had to turn in all these signatures. It's something we've discussed before. Rob Sand broke some records with his 25,000 something signatures. Well, some people didn't have enough, and I'm going to read a little bit about them. Stephen Gruber Miller wrote about this week. A state panel removed 3 candidates from Iowa's June primary ballot, and Republican gubernatorial candidate Eddie Andrews remains in danger of losing his ballot spot as well. This is a little bit outdated now. We'll get to the present soon. Andrews was one of 5 candidates who faced challenges to the paperwork they were required to submit by March 13th to appear on the ballot. All right, the state objection panel is comprised of Iowa Secretary of State Paul Pate, Attorney General Brenna Byrd, and Secretary of Agriculture Mike Naig. These 3 people have something in common. These are all elected Republicans. So there may be a bit of a bias on this objection panel. Here are the 3 who got booted from the ballots. Xavier Kerrigan.
No idea.
Evan's just shaking his head. This is somebody who was running for U.S. House in your district, and you were not familiar with him.
My bad.
Yeah, no, I had not heard about him either. Let's see. He was required to submit 1,726 signatures, including at least 47 signatures from half of the counties in District 3. He submitted 1,731 signatures. That is only 5 more than the base, bare minimum. And a complaint was filed against him that said 91 of those signatures were invalid. And so that he only cleared the bar by 5. So 91 definitely brings him under the threshold there. Here's his quote on this. This campaign from day one has been nothing but trying to show that this system does not need to run on money, that this system can be conquered and taken over in the sense of working class people being able to get their voices to Capitol Hill without having to cross some gated threshold set by billionaires and the rich in this country. Xavier, I sympathize, but unfortunately, your failure does not prove your case there. It seems like you were not able to go to Capitol Hill because you were not able to cross the gated threshold set by billionaires.
Unfortunate. I mean, he looks like he's I pulled up his campaign website. He looks like he's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I think Sarah Trone Garriott's got the support there.
Well, yeah, she's now the only Democratic candidate in that race. So
yeah,
everyone vote blue no matter who. If you were a Kerrigan head, well, you are obligated to now support Sarah Trone Garriott. All 1,500 of you. Xavier, if you're listening, open invitation. You can come on the show. We'll talk to you. I like what I've seen so far, which is about 2 paragraphs. All right. Jared Gadsden, Democratic candidate for Iowa House District 75, and Eric Pearson, Republican candidate for Iowa Senate District 21, also getting kicked off the ballots. Not really anything interesting there. Didn't get enough fucking signatures. If you can't get enough people to sign a piece of paper that means nothing, I don't have that much sympathy for you. Like, it's you can't run it. You're not going to be able to run an effective campaign if you can't get past this threshold. I'm sorry. Oh, there is one other interesting thing here. You hear about the Mike Busolo thing?
I don't think so.
Okay, real quick. He doesn't live in the district where he's running.
Oh, okay. Another one of those.
But they did not kick him off of the primary ballot despite that. So you got to wonder, like, is it just because he's friends with the people on the objection panel, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Busolo will appear on the primary ballot alongside Republican Wes Enos. So if I'm Wes Enos, I'm pissed. Like, this guy doesn't even live here, and you're letting him stay on the primary ballot. Come on. Okay, the important thing, though, is the Eddie Andrews situation. All right. He, as a candidate for governor, was required to submit 3,500 signatures, including 100 signatures from 19 or more counties. All right. Somebody filed a challenge against him after he turned in his signatures. Oh, man, this guy, he's funny. This guy, Eddie Andrews. All right. The panel began poring over signatures from several counties the challenge flagged, but Andrews and his attorney, Jake Hurd, complained that they were not provided all the materials related to the complaint so that they could respond to concerns about specific signatures. Andrews said he received an email Friday night from the Secretary of State's office with a summary of the complaint, but he didn't receive all the attachments until the hearing had already begun. So I declare a mistrial in that case, I'd say. Yeah. Now, the quote from Eddie here. I jokingly say, it would have been better had they accused us of stealing a Snickers bar, so you actually have weeks to prepare and look at evidence. Literally one business day, to determine who's going to be representing Iowans as the next governor. So I just like that quote from him where it's like, hey, I might as well have shoplifted, huh?
I guess so.
You're right. You're right, Eddie. I almost called him Andy. I'm having a lot of trouble with these guys' names. It's too similar.
Too many first names.
Yeah, first names as last names and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sherman Brad, Andrew Eddies.
Lon.
Yeah. There's probably a guy out there named Lon.
Definitely, yeah. Okay, I forget, who is this? Oh, yeah, KCRG has a report about what happened after the objection panel heard the case regarding Eddie Andrews.
5 Republicans will be on the June primary ballot in the race for governor after not making a decision yesterday. Today, a state panel ruled candidate Eddie Andrews qualified by the slimmest margin possible. Iowa Capitol reporter Isabella Warren explains what made this decision so unusual.
Usually, when the state objection panel meets...
All right, boring. But they let him stay on the ballot. He cleared the threshold by one signature at the end of this whole process, which you have to wonder, are they just throwing him a bone? I mean, is it better to allow him to be on the ballot and still lose? Or, like, would it have been worse for everyone if they kicked him off the ballot? I guess... people listening to this might want a little more context. So let me play this clip from the KCRG report. But basically what happened was one of Adam Steen's very zealous supporters is the one who filed the objection to the Eddie Andrews signatures. So it seems... I'm kind of torn on this because it seems like dirty tricks a little bit, but it's also like they have the right to file the objections, right? Against their primary opponents. Like, it's not really like unethical to do that, I don't think.
Yeah, I guess so. I think the guy actually like worked for his campaign.
Yeah,
I guess the line's blurry on that. Always.
It's got a little bit muddy intentionally. Mm-hmm. What was the guy's name? Something Bush. I forgot his first name. But they got clips of him in the KCRG report here.
He made it by just one.
I have a choice. Confirm his low expectations.
David Bush.
There we go. He's like crying.
Oh yeah, why is he crying?
he went to the hearing and he was like, explaining why he filed the complaint, and he like got choked up. I didn't have time to go like find the full video of the hearing to like hopefully get more clips of this guy crying. But like, what? This is like a procedural political bullshit. Why are you crying?
filed the objection that Andrews didn't have enough signatures. He's also a supporter of one of Andrews' opponents, Adam Steen. He got emotional, telling the panel his objection was about election integrity, not who he was supporting in the election.
Recline back in my lazy boy and take in more hours of March Madness basketball. While I continue to like posts about the Save America Act, or get up off my butt, get uncomfortable, and engage in the political process.
Now, the panel did accept.
Did you notice the zoom, the camera zoom?
Yeah.
He said, continue to watch March Madness, and then the camera like, whoop, jumps in closer to his face. So he's likening this filing a complaint about one Republican candidate's signatures to the sort of like Republican boogeyman of, illegal immigrants are voting all over the country. And I'm going to be part of the solution by filing a complaint against one like badly performing primary candidate.
That's wild.
But I sort of like the message there. You know, you can sit on your butt and continue liking posts about politics, or you can go do politics yourself. And he's right a little bit about that, despite this being kind of silly and he's crying for no reason. You shouldn't only like posts. You should try to get out there and, yell at the mayor, right?
Yeah, right.
If you've learned nothing from our show, it's that. Listening to a podcast and liking posts is not enough. You have to go yell at the mayor. So I've been sort of paying attention to this whole ongoing thing through the lens of Iowa Standard Facebook posts. So this is from our friend Jacob Hall at the Iowa Standard on March 25th. The Secretary of State's office confirmed an hour ago that only 2 individuals were involved in the review process of Eddie Andrews' nomination petitions. Both work for the Adam Steen campaign. Earlier today, Secretary of State Paul Pate said he had no idea where David Bush, who filed the objection to Andrews' petitions, received the petitions. So, yeah. So this is some guy, and he had a copy of all of the signatures that the Eddie Andrews campaign submitted, and it's unclear how he came into possession of those petitions. But he was connected to the Adam Steen campaign. So there's a link there.
Adam Steen's campaign has a mole inside Eddie Andrews' campaign.
The Steen campaign previously said that Bush is not a member of the campaign and filed the objection independently. However, based on what the Secretary of State's office is saying, Bush never received or reviewed Andrews' nomination petitions from the Secretary of State office. And I think this is throwing a bit of a wrench into the righter wing of the Iowa Republican active base, because Steen is their guy, but this seems like he's doing kind of underhanded, dirty politics, which they don't necessarily like.
Mm-hmm.
So Steen was sort of their great white hope to beat Randy Feenstra in the primary, and now it seems like he's...
Yeah. Now there's going to be vote splitting between four other candidates.
Yeah.
Can't consolidate the anti-Feenstra vote.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We've seen this happen before, guys. You gotta commit to one. Then you might be able to pull it off. I have a video from Laura Bell, and she talked to Eddie Andrews. I think this was after it was decided that he was staying on the ballot. Let me see.
And I have to say...
Oh, no, that's not the video. I'm sorry. This is the one I wanted.
I had a beef with anyone. But I did make a statement that is true and verifiable, that you were here. When we came down on March 13th, they met us here.
I should note that along with the video that Laura Bellin shared of her brief interview with Eddie Andrews, there's a screenshot of a contribution of $5,000 from David Bush to the Adam Steen campaign. And that's a lot of money for a race like this.
Their team met us, his campaign manager and communications director, and said, we are going to file a challenge. We're going to challenge every signature that you have. This is before we filed one signature. They were standing outside the door. We had a number of witnesses. We have them on video standing there. And so they were there, and I said, God bless you guys, do what, it's not the time to talk about that right now. And they called me. Adam called me on the 17th, made the same offer. If you don't want to, if you're not going to be on Team Steen, we are going to challenge you. And I said, thank you very much. I humbly declined that interesting offer.
So this part makes it dirtier, right? They're sort of like saying, if you drop out and you support me, then I won't challenge your signatures. But if you remain in the race, then we will challenge you. That seems like mafia shit.
Yeah, definitely.
But the whole thing is legal still, right? Like, this is part of the nomination process, is that you submit the signatures and people are allowed to challenge your signatures. So it's still like, is it that big of a deal? I don't know.
On the 18th, his team called me again and laid it on thick. Either join Team Steen or we're going to challenge you, every signature. And I said, at that point, I hung up the phone and said, do whatever you want to do. And so...
In that order? You hung up the phone and you said, do whatever you want to do? Well, they didn't hear you then.
Got him. He's a
Get
liar.
Get your story straight, Andrew.
He's lying.
Andrews. I'm fucking up the names again. Eddie. So he's lying about the whole thing then, right? Because he said he hung up the phone and then he said something. So this throws your credibility in the toilet.
It's not a beef with us. Well, I don't have beef with anyone. I love the state. See that button? I love everyone in the state. I think, if you elect Eddie Andrews as the next governor, we're going to have we're going to take the state to heights that it's never been to.
He's stealing someone else's campaign slogan.
How tall is this man?
That's a good question. There's no way he's as tall as Randy Feenstra, right?
Another reason we need to see him. We need to see their whole bodies.
All right, Brad Sherman weighs in, another of the pack of wolves. He posted this on March 26th. I think I'm doing this in the right order. Oh, yeah, he said, this is Brad Sherman on the 26th. I'm glad Adam Steen's attempt to use dirty tricks and deceitful statements to remove Eddie Andrews from the ballot was unsuccessful. Apparently, Adam Steen had reason to worry about more people being on the ballot, and his continued pattern of telling half-truths and deceptive statements is extremely disturbing for someone who is asking for the trust of Iowans. The knives are out. Their real enemy, of course, is Randy Feenstra, but now they're turning on each other. Everybody's turning on Adam Steen. It's very exciting to see this, This is what I feel like I've been waiting for months for something like this to happen.
Yeah, honestly, props to Eddie Andrews for not, taking it standing, sitting down. Mm-hmm. He could have probably not said anything about, whatever underhanded tactics the Steen campaign is running.
Right. Yeah.
But he did.
I'm sure a lot of this stuff happens that we never find out about, right? Until
definitely, yeah. For sure.
To get a Mark Halperin style tell-all book months after the campaign is over.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Eddie Andrews' book to come out where he really gets into the Adam Steen darkness. All right, so Steen himself is forced to make a statement at this point, right? Everyone's talking about him. Everyone's connecting him to this attempt to get the only black candidate kicked off the ballot. Weirdly, none of these guys are talking about racism for some reason.
Yeah. That's a surprise.
All right, so Adam Steen then, he releases this statement, which is a little long. Election integrity matters deeply, and as a part of our commitment to election integrity, our team reviewed the nomination petitions for each candidate in this primary, because I believe in ensuring every candidate lawfully meets the requirements to be on the ballot, especially when we're talking about the slimmest of margins to answer that question. Overall integrity, however, matters even more, and that is where our campaign fell short of my high standards. Blood in the water, everyone. He's admitting to a wrongdoing. Don't let up now. I have confirmed that David Bush, a fine man, contacted our campaign with intent to pursue a challenge, and our campaign provided copies of nomination petitions to him. So he confirms the theory that he was the link. He gave the papers to David Bush. I regret that our handling of this situation created confusion and has placed Mr. Bush in a difficult position through no fault of his own. A member of our campaign team stated Mr. Bush acted, quote, independently, which I believed to be true. While Mr. Bush did pursue this challenge on his own accord by providing the petitions to Mr. Bush, it is clear that statement was misleading and there will be internal communication, changes, and accountability for those actions. Wait, okay, somebody else on the team said that it was an independent act, I guess. He's sort of doing an Iran-Contra Reagan statement here, right?
Yeah.
Like, I believed it to be true at the time. As a Christian, there will also be grace as we learn from this moment and move forward.
Oh, so he's going to forgive his campaign for this error.
As Christ would, you know.
Yeah.
Moments like this matter. I didn't get into this race to become the exact politician that everyone, including myself, can't stand. Oh.
Wow.
Well,
that needed to be said.
I didn't get into this so that I would not be able to stand myself. Politics is not the place for that. Like, I guess you have to have the sort of narcissism where you both think of yourself way too highly, but also deeply, deeply hate yourself. That's what it's for. You gotta have both. We are all flawed, but doubling down on those flaws is not leadership, but the very kind of gaslighting and irresponsibility that got our culture into this mess.
Oh my God. That's another pet peeve of mine. It's not gaslighting. People just say gaslighting when they mean lying. It's just, that's not what that is. It's different.
Yeah, I guess what's the distinction here?
Gaslighting would be if Adam Steen's campaign had, convinced people that they were mentally unstable in order to manipulate them.
Yeah, and I guess they didn't really do that. There wasn't enough time to really establish a pattern of like,
right.
You think we were connected to this? What are you, crazy? This is the lesson I teach my two boys. As leaders, we take responsibility for our actions. We will do better, and we will continue working hard to serve Iowans as we fight to keep Iowa free. Yuck. Slimy. Such a slimy man. Now we get to... that's not the end of it. If you can believe it, that statement from the Steen campaign was not enough to quiet everyone down, especially not Eddie Andrews. So they had a Lincoln dinner. I think this was in Polk County, where all of the candidates spoke to the audience, a fundraiser thing. And, well, I got Eddie Andrews speaking here at this event. Let me hear some of that.
And I have to say, breaking news is today, I was contacted about 6 o'clock that the Steen team admitted that they lied. And we're behind the whole thing. And so my statement was, duh. So...
You hear somebody repeating?
Yeah, I like that. Like, duh.
I have to say, my speech is a little bit different today than it was about an hour ago. Because I think when you get caught in a lie, and then you issue a statement, and then another statement, and then another statement, and another statement besmirching my name, then I think that's an issue of heart and not a mistake of mind. I think if the first words out of your mouth are not "I resign" from the candidacy, then I think your team needs to. I think you need some other counseling.
So we had a.
So yes, he's calling on Adam Steen to quit the race, and I support him in this. Eddie Andrews, look, don't make no mistake. This guy has bad politics, especially when it comes to abortion. But I think we need to cheer him on in this quest to.
I mean, if anything, it's a pretty smart campaign move. Like, he doesn't have anything to lose by doing this, really. He has a lot to gain, if people are like, oh, that guy's a straight shooter. He's like, really out here, like, airing out the dirty laundry.
Yeah. And, we've watched clips of all these guys talking. We haven't seen much of Brad Sherman, but like, I feel like we're familiar enough with the candidates here. And that clip from Eddie Andrews is like, oh, this guy's a human being. Like,
yeah, for sure.
This is the most likable guy of this pack of like people I absolutely do not want to have any authority over me.
The least likable people.
All right, so Steen gets a chance to respond directly now.
Supporter that, on his own volition, wanted to challenge the signatures of Eddie Andrews. And so he called our campaign and said, hey, I'm going to challenge. And then what ultimately happened is that we had the signatures. We got the signatures of every single nominee just to ensure that checks and balances. We do our due diligence just to make sure that, what we see is what we get. We believe in election integrity. And I unfortunately said that it was independent of us. And I realized that the connection between us and those signatures and him created a non-independence. But it was done of his own volition, and we support that because he cares about election integrity just like we do. And it was unfortunate I made a bad comment, but, it is what it is. Yeah, I like Eddie. I've always enjoyed Eddie.
I've always enjoyed Eddie. That is very condescending.
We've talked 3 or 4 times. I've offered him a role within my campaign at least 3 different times. I appreciate what he's done across this state. And from my perspective, when you have a campaign that has the momentum that we have right now, the last thing I'm going to do is bother myself with little tit-for-tat things that aren't going to benefit the campaign or the people of Iowa. We're doubling down on the message that Iowans want to hear, and we're unafraid to share that. And the last thing I'm going to do is get into little quarrels with people along the way.
Wow, not taking the bait. That's not what we want to see. The people of Iowa want blood. We want you guys to get into a fist fight. Come on.
That would be pretty cool.
You think we want you to try to be the bigger man? No, prove you're the bigger man with your fists. Right, okay, I got one more Iowa Standard post just to put a cap on this. Yesterday, Jacob Hall of the Iowa Standard posted on Facebook, Feenstra's campaign chair called on Steen to drop out of the race. That may help Steen, his analysis of that. I couldn't really find a source for that either, but I guess everybody's... The opportunity's there. The time is right. Let's take this guy Adam out. None of us like him, right? Get him out of here. In the midst of all this chaos, I looked at Adam Steen's website for the first time, and he has just a beautiful photo of himself walking through the woods with his cross necklace perfectly off center so that it's facing the camera. And he's carrying 2 chunks of wood that it would appear he chopped the wood himself because the axe is chopped into the ground directly below his crotch.
Mm-hmm.
Which I assume he chopped straight through the log into the dirt and just left the axe there.
And there's no other wood. There's not like a wood pile or anything in the background. He's got one little log that he split in 2, allegedly.
It seems like the photo is trying to tell us that story, but it seems a bit staged to me.
I would say so.
This is, I don't know, it made me think of like Minecraft or sort of like, survival type games where you have to go find resources and you doesn't have enough inventory room to carry the axe, so he has to bring the wood back to his base before he comes back to get the axe again. Something like that. Very weird picture. I really like it. When I posted this picture on Blue Sky, our friend Dexter reposted it with a quote of Adam Steen talking about the TV show King of Queens.
I didn't see that.
I asked Dexter to tell me where that quote was from because he insists it's a real quote, but he's been mainlining just Iowa primary content.
Yeah,
and he doesn't remember where he got the quote from.
Dexter is one of God's strongest soldiers. I've noticed. I've noticed him out here making waves.
Yeah.
One other thing about the photo, he's wearing this white, ivory white shirt, and I don't see any sweat stains. If you were out working in the woods, chopping wood, you're gonna have some pretty significant armpit sweat stains. And I don't really see that.
No, there's maybe a little bit of dirt on the front, but the pits, yeah, very, very dry. So yeah, I don't buy it. I'm not buying it. He had somebody else chop that wood for him before the picture was taken.
Probably. Where's he carrying it to? He's carrying 2 pieces of wood to put on the fire? Like, come on, man.
It's not efficient. If nothing else, this is an inefficient way to gather wood. You bring the axe out into the woods, you find a log, you chop the log, leave the axe, take the wood back to the camp, come back to the woods, pick up the axe, search for more wood. No, it's a process of gathering, then chopping, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then presumably you carry more than 2 pieces back to the fire.
Well, he's not strong enough to carry more. That's what I think. He's a weak man. He can only carry 2 wood at a time. All right. Well, that ate up a lot of time, as I suspected it might, which means we don't have time to talk about the Google data center in Palo. Headline is enough here, probably. Palo mayor supports Google data center discussions, promises regulations.
Yeah. I also like the quote in here where he's like, I'm very offended that anyone would say that
yes.
They're trying to skirt, the county's regulations by coming to us and saying, oh, can we annex part of your city to build this data center? As if there's any other reason that they would
I think they are transparently doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm offended by reality also, but,
Also, ICE has been, the Iowa State Patrol has been cooperating with ICE and allowing them to detain truckers at way stations is something that came out recently. Which, just like everything else ICE and cops in general do, is wrong and is a practice that we should oppose and fight to end as much as we possibly can. What else can you say? This is wrong that we're doing this to people, and people should have the right to go where they please.
Yeah. Across
the board, bottom line. Regardless of your race, regardless of your place of origin, there's no reason to lock you up. It's wrong. That's kind of a downer, but it's something that has to be said, I got something special for everybody, though. So let's, I'm going to do a few plugs, and then we're going to hear from an old friend. And we're going to save that for after the plugs, just so people will stick around. Something, you're going to like this, all right?
Yeah, we might be going out in more than one song today.
Yeah, we are. All right, I got some plugs. Next weekend on April 4th, a musical group that I belong to, Lex Leto and the Christine Burke Ensemble, will be playing at the Iowa City Masonic Building at 2 p.m. as part of the Stop Time Festival. I don't know how the tickets work for that. If you go to hampshire.uiowa.edu/stoptime, you can find the details. We haven't played these songs in over a year, so if you missed our album release last February, this is maybe the only chance ever to hear us play this music live, and I have fun with it. I'm glad we get another shot at it.
Oh yeah.
What else to plug? Our phone number. I put up some posters around downtown Iowa City, and we started to get more voicemails in, so hopefully a call list will be coming soon. And if you would like to be part of that, you can call the number 319-849-8733. We'd love to hear from you. The poster says, do you have strong opinions? Need to get something off your chest? Just want to say something filthy into your phone? Call Rock Hard Caucus right now. The number again is 319-849-8733. And I realized recently I haven't plugged this in a long time. We also have a P.O. box if you want to send real mail to us. While we still have a postal service, let's take advantage of it. P.O. Box 5336, Coralville, Iowa, 52241. Our friend Aaron promised to mail me a turd the other day, so I don't necessarily want that. That's probably illegal to mail turds, but
maybe.
Yeah. Something nicer than that would be preferred. Mail us a handwritten note. Speaking of Rock Hard Call Us, you can find every episode of that at patreon.com/rockhardcaucus, as well as a brand new thing that I just started called Soft Cock, which is just shooting the shit, a less structured, looser type of podcast with much less preparation. Our friend Eden, I had a conversation with them for the inaugural episode of Soft Cock, available now at patreon.com/rockhardcaucus. Also Talking Shat. We finished watching Invasion Iowa a couple weeks ago, so there's 5 episodes of Talking Shat out now. And if all goes according to plan, we will have a 6th episode very soon. We have something special scheduled for this week. I don't want to spoil anything, but it should be good. All right, let's share something nice with the people now. Evan, remember Perry Johnson?
I could never forget Perry Johnson.
How could we forget Perry Johnson?
God bless America.
He ran for president in 2024, very unseriously, and we were just enamored with him. He sold hats on his website for $1. I'm not wearing it right now, but I wear it often. The Abolish the FBI hat. Just I wouldn't say good-natured, but a fun guy to witness, to listen to.
Yeah.
And he's making another run for governor of Michigan. And again, I don't think it's particularly serious. I don't think he has a shot at all. But he released a song. It's not really a music video, but a song supporting his campaign. Let's hear a little bit of this now. It's called 4747. And I don't know why. Sorry about that. Loud as hell.
In the heart of Michigan, voice rings true. Perry Johnson coming, he's got work to do. Conservative leader, just like the best. No holds bar, he's ready for the test. Quality pitches, see that's his game. Cut through the place, calling out the names. Crooked politicians led us astray. Perry's on a mission, he's here to stay. Perry.
Before we hear the chorus, I wonder if people listening can understand the lyrics of this at all.
Yeah.
We have them on the screen, but it's like kind of unintelligible if you're just listening.
I was having the same thought.
And it's not very musical. Like the rhythm of the melody is kind of just like random. He's just throwing words out, which I'm not opposed to, but I don't know that that's really the style of like a campaign song. I feel like it should be a lot simpler and more straightforward, right?
Yeah. Catchier.
I have my suspicions about this song and the artist who wrote and performed it, though.
Same.
Part of it was a conservative leader, just like the best. Perry's coming, he's ready for the test, was part of that. I don't know, it's not very effective writing. It rhymes. He rhymed best with test, but I don't know.
Johnson's rising, gonna take a stand for families and freedom across this land. No income tax saving us that dough. 4747 give us room to grow. From the field to the city, hear the people cheer. With Perry in the lead, yeah, we got nothing to fear. Talking property taxes.
Okay, we're on to verse 2 now. Maybe that's enough. I don't know. Should we force people to listen to more of this?
I don't think so. I think there's another 3 minutes of this. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not good. I also, I'm pretty sure it's AI.
Yeah, I don't think this is a real person. When I was trying to look up the song and like find like who is this? I think it said Red Thunder is the performer, and the composer was listed as, I think it was Joe Anonymous. When I tried to find out who Red Thunder was, I found like an indigenous folk performer who I'm sure this is not. So yeah, I suspect this is the work of AI generated music.
I feel like the vocals, usually you can kind of tell because it sounds like the environment that they recorded, quote unquote.
Of course,
it just sounds fucking weird. Mm-hmm. It sounds weird, and that's kind of weird.
There's an artificial quality to it. Yeah, I haven't really listened to AI generated music at all. I think since we did on the podcast, which must have been over 2 years ago now, when Aaron generated all that shit.
I forgot about that.
And yeah, this is definitely higher quality than that. It sounds more like a real guy than it used to, but there's just like, it just seems inhuman. Like a person, any person, like the least creative person you know, I think would write better lyrics than this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the lyrics are just like too cute for it to be real.
Yeah, and it doesn't have a sense of like, I don't know, scansion, I guess. It's not. We know how songs flow. We know how they work because we're people and we listen to music. And this just seems like an attempt by somebody who doesn't really understand. A machine, perhaps.
I'm running it through an AI song checker right now.
Okay.
It says, it's almost
I don't know how reliable those are, really.
Yeah,
but.
I don't either, but it was fun to do.
Yeah.
Oh, it says human most likely 90%.
All right. Well, you know what? We're going to have to believe them.
Based on spectral analysis. According to temporal analysis, I don't know what this means. Human likely 61%, but hybrid AI plus human 29%, pure AI probably not 10%.
Okay,
anyway.
Okay. Spectral analysis being like the frequencies, temporal analysis being the time aspect. I'm not sure what they're analyzing.
Yeah.
To try to figure it out exactly, but
anyway.
Yeah.
Good luck to Perry Johnson in his campaign for governor of Michigan.
We, of course, support everything he does. We read his book. We loved everything he had to say. Perry Johnson, we love you. But don't think that us playing that song means we're not going to end with local music, because we always try to. I ran sound for a Trans Day of Visibility fundraiser show at Trumpet Blossom the other night, and Allegra Hernandez performed, and they are always fun to listen to.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of times this show is very focused on the Iowa City music community because I am so embedded in it, but Allegra is from Des Moines, so we're getting a little bit of variety there. I'm going to play their song In My Heart now. You can find it at allegrahernandezmusic.bandcamp.com, and I suggest you do. And if you get a chance to see them live, it's an experience. They're very good.
Yeah,
very talented.
I saw them at 8035 when that was a thing that still existed.
Yeah, they killed it. They killed 8035.
Dang, that sucks. I wish. Yeah, 8035 needs to come back, but that's for another time.
Yeah, we'll try. We're gonna bring it back. Let's do it. You and me.
We're gonna start our own Des Moines Music Coalition.
I'm gonna do
as a resident of Coralville.
Well, I can do 8380. I can do 8380 over here.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
All right. In My Heart by Allegra Hernandez. And thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.